would it be helpful for you to become aware of thoughts and words that you think or say that are actually keeping you from achieving those goals that you have set for yourself, that you want to achieve, whether that's in personal life or in business life? Then you do want to stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you today 2 times 2 words, short phrases that I know I think and say quite a bit. And I am in the process of changing and transforming and shifting. And I find that many people are actually being held back by these short phrases. So I want to tell you what they are and the shift that you want to make, so you can actually have a higher chance of achieving that goal that you've set for yourself. So hello and welcome. I'm excited you're here. In case we haven't met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com, and I'm coming live to you from the beautiful Bavarian forest over here in Germany. Now, as you're joining me live or later on the replay, don't be shy, say hi, let me know where you're tuning in from. I love being able to circle back around and have a little conversation with you here. Okay, and I love helping serious networkers like yourself create traction, leverage, and flow for yourself and for your team through modern social marketing strategies. And all of them are important to understand, and make sure that you follow this page so you're not missing out on any of those tips. But here's what I find, and what I see in myself and what I see in coaching clients as well, is that we can learn all the most powerful strategies. But if we're really holding ourselves back up here with what we have going on between our 2 ears, it's not really going to work. Okay, so let's talk about this. And if you have an idea what words you might be saying or thinking that you can feel are holding you back from achieving your goals, drop them down below. I'd be curious to see what you come up with. Here are the 2 times 2 words, those 2 short phrases that I find I say and think quite a bit, and that I'm in the process of shifting. Okay, and if you want to, you can shift it with me today. Okay, so let's dive on in. Number 1 is if only. ... Whatever comes afterwards doesn't really matter, right? If it's if only I was more successful, if only my hubby was happier, if only my team took more action, if only my son listened more to what I say, whatever it might be. When your phrase, your sentence, your thought starts with if only, you're not in a position of power where you can actually feel that you can make a change. Would you agree? Okay, so that's number 1, if only. Write it down, drop it down below so others can see it, but write it down for yourself as well. Okay, so you can remember it. If only. Second one is I wish. Right? I wish ABC hadn't happened. I wish ABC was different. I wish people were more positive on social media. Right? I wish my team were more active. I wish whatever. Right? So if only and I wish are the 2 short sentences that we're going to shift today, because here's what happens when you continue saying them and when you continue thinking them. Okay? Ready? They will keep us feeling disempowered, like the victim of the situation, and literally stuck, because it means that we're expecting from other people to make the change that we're looking for. Okay, or we are waiting on others to do something so we might achieve our goal. Okay, that's not a place of power. There's not a position of, hey, I can make a change happen here, right? I hope you can feel that. Drop it down below if it makes sense. Right? Or we go ahead and demand of others to change something. Now, easy example, in our family, my hubby does the shopping, and I love him for doing that, right? And he sometimes, especially around this time of year when we're moving into winter, right, he tends to buy, shall I say, unhealthy snacks quite a bit, okay? And I don't like that, because I know for a fact that when they are at home, when I know they're in the cupboard, that's where I'm headed quite often, you know. So let me know whether you can relate to that. So what I might do is, or what I used to do, is I would speak to him, like demanding of him, like bossing him really, telling him, hey, don't buy that stuff, right? You go ahead and shop more healthy food for us, for our family, for our son, right? So I'm kind of like bossing him around. I'm expecting him to go first. Make sense? So I'm not in a position of power. I'm pleading. I mean, like I can be very powerful in the demand, but at the end of the day, I'm the victim. Okay, he's the one who makes the call. He's the one who goes first. He chooses what is to be shopped, right? So what, and here's the shift. Or rather, I can make him do it, but it's going to take a lot of energy from my part, and it's going to bring us way less joy in our family life, right? If I continually have to remind him of not doing the unhealthy shopping, okay? So here's the shift. Instead of expecting him to make the change and literally handing my power over to him, hoping or demanding in whichever energy, right? I could go back to myself and say, well, what might I do? What might I do? Yes, I could talk to him. If that's effective, great. If it isn't, and if he doesn't make the change that I want, what might I do? Well, in this very simple example, you're going to tell me, well, Katrin, you just go do the shopping yourself, right? And you're right. And that is something I might do. And that is the shift that we can make in any life situation, okay? From being the victim, being like dependent upon others to make the change so we can achieve our goals, to, okay, what might I do? And come up with something and try it, okay? I find already only that thought and that comprehension and that realization that I'm the person who can go first is going to make such a difference, okay, in our energy. And that's what can happen, right? So I'm going to do the shopping. I'm going to buy the healthy stuff, and we won't have the nasties at home. That's going to make the change happen that we all want to see in our lives, in our family, right? So what might I do? Instead of going, oh, I wish, if only he did ABC. No, let's look at myself. Okay, what might I do? Okay. So really being an inspiring leader rather than a demanding boss, if that makes sense. Okay, drop it down below if it does. So you can inspire others so that they want to follow your lead, okay, in their words, in their action. That's super, super powerful, okay? So if you want more health in your family, be it your food or exercising more, you go first. You make the change happen. And by you doing it, you can inspire the rest of your gang to follow suit, right? Same with your team, with business goals, okay? Business behaviors. Maybe you feel, or you can see the potential in doing live video for your team, okay? And you're telling them, demanding of them, recommending whatever, the energy is that you choose to do with your team. You're going to say, oh yeah, we're going to do live video. And then you're not doing them yourself. Or you going ahead, you leading the way, you being able to show on team training, hey, these are the live video topics I'm going to do this week. Who wants to do the same ones, or who wants to, join me in that little challenge, okay? These are the topics for this week that I've come up with, and work on that, and then inspire your team to do it with you, okay? Or if they're not ready yet, they can be inspired, okay? You can inspire them by your action. What would that feel like on team training, rather than going preaching, this is what we're going to do, and then not really doing it, or not showing to them that you're doing it, or actually leading with example, going first. Okay, same thing, of course, in relationship behaviors as well. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I hope this is valuable. If it is, please drop your main ahas always underneath this training episode, because then your name goes onto this green list down, but not down below, but back over here, okay? And on the last Saturday of the month, I always give away one free coaching session, okay? I hope it's going to be you. And the more often you leave your 3 main ahas underneath my training episodes, the more often your name goes onto that green sheet back there, okay? So increasing your chances of winning that coaching session. So look for, whenever you're thinking, if only, look for those I wish moments in your life. And I hope you're going to remember this, okay? That you can make the change happen. You can shift your focus from being a demanding boss or a pleading, please do this for me, right? To coming, really owning your power, owning your responsibility as well, right? And making happen what you want to see happen in your life, and thereby inspiring your people to make the same changes. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Looking forward to see your main three ahas. That's what I wanted to say. Thanks for joining me. It's time for you to take action now, okay, to get aware of whenever you say, if only I wish, and to make that change, to implement what you've just learned. That is how you're going to start to bloom, and it's time for you to do just that. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. All the best from Katrin. Bye.